Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. Luke Jones and Nestor, we're live here at Super Bowl Radio Row. It is all brought to you by our friends at LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute in Owings Mills. This guy once called Owings Mills home. I don't know where the heck you live these days. I mean, you were 3 out of Tampa, and you're calling retirement on the internet. You're writing books. Look, you got the stately look of it. It's all that wisdom coming through with the silver hair there, Mike Smith.
Oh, gosh. Nestor, it's so good to see you. It's so good to be here, too.
Atlanta, Georgia. You know this town a little bit, huh?
I do. It's great to be back here in Atlanta. It's been a while since I've been here and seen a lot of old friends.
Once they left, they had to blow the building up when you left, right? I mean, they got to build a whole new place.
No, but they've done a nice job.
What are you doing? So obviously we're friends. We got together last year at the Combine. I'm following the Buccaneers. You were gone before they got to town. There were huge changes in our place as well. And I see Mike Smith announce his retirement about 4 weeks ago, and I'm like, I wonder what he's going to do. You know, so where are you, and what are you doing around here right now?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying not being on a football clock. That's the first thing.
First time in how many years for you?
Gosh, 37, 38 years. So,
whew. What's the most amount of time you've ever – do you ever get fired or lose a job where you had 2 months, 3 months really to yourself? Or
well, I did. I had a whole year.
After the Falcons, right?
Yeah,
okay, so you did have that.
Yes, I did.
And what did you do with that?
Oh, I spent time writing a book.
So that was the first time in 34 years?
Yes.
Okay, so –
and at that time, I put a timeline together about how long I wanted to stay coaching, and I'd made a decision when my daughter graduated from high school. It would be time for me to do something different. And she graduated last May.
Okay.
So I was going to finish this season off and go on to the next chapter in my life, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let me ask you a backwards question, because I've known you since you were something that I couldn't even define in Purple Rain, one that I think we still laugh about 2 decades later. Defensive assistant, quality control, linebackers coach, defensive coordinator, head coach, all that. The backwards move, everything about life, our lives go this way, right? And then you take a year down, Dirk takes a job, you say, I like Dirk, I know Marvin, you wind up in Tampa, and you go down there with some designs of getting another chance at the ring. The difference between being a coordinator and a head coach and making that move after a nice little lengthy run here and having your own chance to win a ring.
Oh, gosh, it was invigorating, really, because when you're a head coach, the only good thing about being a head coach is getting that check on payday.
I was saying, the salary.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only
pay? Combat pay?
Yeah, there's combat pay. There's no doubt about it. And I, having an opportunity, I knew Dirk, had worked with Dirk in Jacksonville. He worked for me in Atlanta. It was an opportunity to go back and get another opportunity to win some football games. Unfortunately, didn't win enough, didn't get it done on defense, and now we're into the next phase. And it was something that I knew when I hit 60, that was going to be the thing that I was going to do. I was going to step away and do something different. And I'm not going to pull a Brett Favre. People have asked me that. I'm not going to do that. When I say I'm done, I'm done.
Well, Dean Pease was done for about a week last year, right? Maybe about 3 days, something like that. You never said you were done before. But the interesting part for me of taking a DC job after you've been a head coach, that's not something everybody would want to do or would do, even with a friend. But I know you're so into – I mean, we've been talking about management and leadership for 20 years. There may have been something you learned there that you take with you the rest of your way, because you're not done with life, for crying out loud.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what you're going to do, and I know you're promoting X-Tech because I can see all the branding. I'm going to get to shoulder pads and all that good stuff. But, you do go back and do something different that not everybody would have done, because you didn't need to do it financially. It was a spiritual thing.
Well, it was. Having an opportunity to work with Dirk and help, that was a driving force for it. And, again, I had a timeline that when I hit 60, and this was going to allow me to have an opportunity to hit that timeline.
What are we doing? What are we going to author? What are we going to write? Let's write something together.
Yeah, well, hey, we've talked about it. We need to, yeah, talking about being a good teammate. That's the one thing that I think everybody talks about, leadership and what it takes to be a great leader. I believe that there's an opportunity to talk about being a good teammate.
Well, there's more people on the team than there are leaders. But just by sheer numbers, there's a leader and there's a team, and there's more of them. So it's probably more important that they are falling in line, right?
Absolutely. And learning how to be a good teammate is a difficult thing. It's not easy. We all have egos, and sometimes as a teammate, you got to put your egos aside. We all have ambitions to move on, but you can't have everybody leading. You've got to have some guys that are going to be following, are going to be taking orders, and that's something that I think is an opportunity for me to talk about, because I've been a teammate, I've been a leader. So you and we probably ought to do that.
Well, you know what? This is a fascinating. I want to bring Luke in on this. Speaking of teams, I try to get him into the shot, and he's so humble. He's such a team guy that he won't even get into the video. Right?
Yep. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, to me, it's much more about who our guest is.
I want to bring you in on this because now that you're you can be honest with us now because you're not in the league.
Now we get the dirt.
From where the Ravens are right now, I want to talk about management leadership from the Ravens. You know Eric, you know Ozzie, you've known him as long as I've known him. The dynamic that Ozzie's still going to be in the building when Eric's running it. We've all talked about that. That has been something that is a little counterintuitive. I've also said to him, I've watched enough of you on Hard Knocks and everyone else to know there's always this long table that none of these decisions in good organizations are ever made by one guy or two people or three people taking all. There's so many people, there's so much information that the person at the end of the table is going to change. You've been a part of a lot of that. We're going through that for the first time ever. Some guy not named Ozzie is going to pick a football player here in the next couple of weeks. That's never happened.
No, it hasn't, and Ozzie has done a great job, and I don't think that it's going to be an issue at all with Ozzie still being a part of the organization. I really believe that. Ozzie Newsome is a special person. He has a great eye for talent. He has a great style of leadership, and everybody feels inclusive when you're part of the Baltimore Ravens organization. And I think that's what's made that organization so successful throughout the years. It really starts at the top with Steve Bisciotti, but also what Ozzie Newsome is doing with the football operations.
This thing here is crazy. This Tom Brady guy, I mean, you had to quit. You can't beat him. Nobody can beat him. It really, it's the damnedest thing, right? It really is. I mean,
he's special.
Especially at the level you did it with Matt Ryan, the kind of guy, James Winston. You've had these guys that bigger, stronger, faster, younger, all of that, better arm, all of that stuff, better parts around, better. And he's here again. I don't know what to say about it. We'll never see this again, right?
No, he's special. He is without a doubt the greatest of all time already, and if he puts another ring on his finger, it's just going to separate him even more. It's amazing the way that he takes care of his body, the way that he stays engaged in the game. He is a guy that helps people on this team. You can tell that he's a leader, and he is a competitor. There's nobody quite like Tom Brady.
What do you pull from Belichick as a great coach yourself, and where he is at this point that this keeps happening? I asked Brian about this earlier as well, just because we don't sit here and praise Bill Belichick ever. We want to shoot arrows, and we talked about taking air out of footballs and cameramen and all of that stuff that pissed all of you guys off. But there is something about this that needs to be said. What makes it different?
Well, I think he's done a great job of adjusting. He does not only in game his adjustments, but I think in his preparation before the game. He's been able to adjust. I mean, he's been doing it a long time, and he understands all aspects of the game. He's a true head coach. He understands everything that the offense is doing. He understands everything that the defense is doing, and special teams. And he is, without a doubt, his record speaks for itself.
Mike Smith is here. He is here on behalf of X-Tech. Tell me about these shoulder pads. Tell me what's going on here. I know you've always been a proponent of a safer football game here.
Absolutely. And the NFL and college football and high school associations, they all have the same goal, and that's to make the game safer. And with X-Tech and the technology that they have with their shoulder pads and the foam that they're using, the XRD foam, we're making the game safer. They're making the game safer. The only thing that I want to talk about today is we need to test shoulder pads like we test helmets and footwear. We've done a great job eliminating the number of concussions. We also have done studies on footwear, but we don't even talk about the shoulder pads. I've done it, and I know Bob Broderick, who's with X-Tech, talks to guys, and he asks them, the players, hey, what shoulder pads do you wear?
I don't know.
I don't know. Exactly right.
They know the brand of their cereal, their car, but they don't know what they're...
It's interesting you mention that because I've been covering the Ravens now since 2009. We talk so much about head injuries, understandably so, but the number of guys with shoulder injuries,
Alex Lewis is getting another
and
surgery
I just
again.
know guys, Marshall Yanda, I think, has had at least 3 documented shoulder surgeries. It really is amazing when you think about how little attention has gone to the shoulder pads.
Absolutely. And we need to put standards out, and we need to find out what is the best. We know what they rank the helmets, they rank the shoe wear. We need to do that with shoulder pads. We need to make the game safer. And we've taken the head out of the game. We've done a great job. We're not using the head. You can't lead with the head. And if you're not leading with the head, we're all teaching, tackling with the shoulder. So let's make sure, let's be proactive instead of reactive, and let's be working towards making a better pad that's going to protect our shoulders.
Mike Smith is here, former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, of course, with the Buccaneers recently, but our Baltimore Ravens. Where you keep your ring? You don't.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing it.
But he's got one.
I've got one.
I had pictures. It's true. Good seeing you, man.
You too, man.
Look at retirement. Yeah. Look at how happy he is. And one day we're going to go to Augusta. One day.
Yep. We were real. Hey. Yep.
I'll smell the azaleas of Augusta one day.
Absolutely. We're going to do it. And hey, you'll enjoy the greens.
On behalf of X-Tech, there goes Mike Smith, our pal, and now that he's retired, he's going to be our football insider around here. I'm going to bug him a little more often. Good to see you, Smitty. There he goes, Mike Smith, on behalf of X-Tech. We're on the BuyAToyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. Also brought to you by our friends at Strategic Factory. Whether you need hats like this or shirts like this, promotional goods to brand your company of all kinds, your marketing, Strategic Factory. All in one shop. They give you the strategy behind it as well. They're up in Owings Mills. Don't forget, our morning newspaper ships to your email inbox digitally each and every morning at 7 a.m. It's all brought to you by our friends at Planet Fitness and PlanetFitness.com. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking